Foad Izadi is a professor of political communication at Tehran University and joins us live now from the capital. Foad, first of all, thank you very much for speaking to us here at TRT World. Now, the nationwide shutdown of the internet by authorities in Iran, which activists fear is aimed at masking the true scale of a crackdown on protests. It's now lasted a full week, as we were discussing there with Reza. What do you think the consequences will be of the internet blackout? What do you think the consequences will have been?
You know, we have internet in Iran. We have an internal internet. The internal sites work. Banks use internet, shops use internet. What is blocked is the connection between the Iranian internet and the international internet. And the reason the authorities here have blocked the connection, they say, is because when US and Israel attacked Iran in June, the intelligence services of these two countries used Iranian internet infrastructure for data gathering. And in order to avoid that problem, they have to close the internet so the other side cannot misuse Iranian internet to kill Iranians. That's the basic idea they're presenting. Let me also add that you have quoted an American US-based human rights organization. If you Google that organization's name, it belongs to Reza Pahlavi. It's not really a human rights organization. It's a subsidiary of his operation. And being based in US doesn't mean you're telling the truth. Trump is based in US and he says something wrong every day. So I suggest, since you are different from Western media outlets, making sure that the data that is presented on your channel is more accurate than the garbage we see on CNN and BBC.
Foad, let me ask you about the protests now that they have largely dispersed, and Donald Trump has apparently changed his tone, so he says, as has Iran's foreign minister. How would you describe the mood now among Iranians?
You know, for the last 4-5 nights, everything is quiet. Iran experienced a regime change operation for about 2 weeks. They wanted to install Pahlavi as the king of Iran. They did this with his father in 1953. Iran experienced an American-British coup in 1953. Iran experienced an American-Israeli regime change operation in 2026. They have failed. Even Trump realizes that. He had an interview with Reuters today saying that he is not sure if Pahlavi has respect in Iran, the same way he has treated the Venezuelan opposition. He's basically doing the same thing to Pahlavi. And he's right. You know, people remember who his father was, one of the most brutal dictators of the 20th century. Iran was number one in political prisoner torture in the 70s. If you look at Amnesty International rankings, old rankings in the 1970s, Iran always was number one. And people remember that. People remember that the Shah stole a lot of money from Iran. His son has been living off that money for the last 47 years. He hasn't had a job. He doesn't have an education. He visited Israel 2 times in the middle of genocide in Gaza. He's basically working for the Israelis. And I don't, the support that he has, I don't want to say less than 1%, because that's too much. In the city of city of Tehran, a city with 10 million population, they could manage 2,000 or 3,000 people to come and support him. So he's not a serious candidate for running Iran. If Americans and Israelis manage to do regime change, Trump will come and say that he wants to run Iran the same way he wants to run Venezuela. But that's not going to happen. You saw on Monday we had huge demonstrations, anti-Trump, anti-Netanyahu demonstrations. Some people called it pro-government. I don't think it was necessarily pro-government. It was anti-Trump, because people realized that if they don't like what they see now, the country would be in much worse shape if the American and the Israelis manage to disintegrate Iran, balkanize Iran, repeat the Libya experience in Iran. People, Iranians are politically aware. They understand what's going on.
Foad, really appreciate your time and thank you very much for your thoughts.